Welcome to Our Town. I'm Ken Connors here on Hometown Radio, 103.7 FM and 1340 WAGN. The local Empty Bowls effort is entering its 6th year. On today's show, I'm going to be learning about the fundraising and awareness effort. Joining me over the phone this morning, Marcus Oaksa. Marcus is a member of the 2009-2010 Leadership Academy that was put together by the Marinette-Menominee Area Chamber of Commerce. They're responsible for getting Empty Bowls started all those years ago. Good morning, Marcus. Welcome to the show. Thank you for being here this morning.
Good morning, Ken. Thanks for having us on today. I really appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. How exciting is it being in your 6th year now with Empty Bowls? This is going to be the 6th annual one coming up here.
I know. It's hard to believe that, when we were going through and developing this, we wanted to make something that would be a legacy and not just a one-time event. And here we are, year 6.
So can you tell me a little bit about how Empty Bowls, how the event has done in the past?
You know, we've had really good success, I believe. Over the years, we've had, about 100 to 200 people that are attending. We can certainly handle more. And over the first 5 years, we've raised about $15,000 that has been distributed to local food pantries.
$15,000 over these few years. That's pretty impressive there.
It is, and it's the community support. That's what it's all about, is the whole community coming together for the same purpose. And
you did mention that you are raising funds for local food pantries?
Yes. Mm-hmm. No. All of the money that we get, we have very, very minimal costs to run the program. Our biggest cost really seems to be, sometimes we have to buy bread for the event, and sometimes we help the schools out, because if they don't have the money in their budget for the materials to make the bowls, we have a little bit of a fund to help with that. Otherwise, all of the money goes to the food pantries.
And I do understand, at least in the past, you've also accepted some non-perishable food items as well from the guests that come out for Empty Bowls.
Absolutely, yes. Bring food along with you, and I think last year we might have filled 3 or 4 boxes, good-sized boxes of food to distribute.
So we're not just necessarily raising funds with Empty Bowls. It's also about raising awareness of hunger. All the folks out there that go hungry. It's a pretty important issue.
It really is, Ken. When we talk about hunger is, it's one of the most basic needs. And there are just too many people out there that are hungry. And when you think about health and performance and everything else that goes along with it, hunger really precludes good health, good performance, and success. So we need to head that off early.
I'm wondering, do people realize that hunger is definitely a very real thing, a real issue here, and even our local community?
I hope so. I hope people understand that. The economy rebounds, that doesn't mean that everybody rebounds. And, I was looking at the poverty rates in Marinette, Menominee counties, and we're above the state averages. And that where there's poverty, there's hunger, and that's what we're trying to help with.
So let's talk about the actual Empty Bowls event. This is coming up here Tuesday, April 7th. It's going to be going on there at the Best Western Riverfront Inn in Marinette, 5 to 6:30 p.m. Can you give me a little idea? What's it going to be like for someone that attends the event?
Well, it's great. The tickets are only $15, so it's very, very inexpensive. And when you come in, you get a bowl made by a local school student. And we don't eat out of those bowls because they're not food ready. But we do have soup. So we have the bowls as a reminder of the hunger in our community, made by local school kids. And then we have soups made by local restaurants and stores. And then you have a very simple, humble meal, and get together and talk. And we have, little quick fact sheets on the tables, and there's usually a couple of static displays of hunger in our community.
And those bowls, that's very cool, made by local high school students, and you work with a few different schools out there, I understand.
We do. It's also some grade school and middle school students. So we have Marinette, Menominee, Peshtigo, St. Thomas Aquinas, and Stevenson schools. All in their art classes, the kids make the bowls, and they know what they're making them for. So here we have kids involved. We have the teachers involved. And then we bring in the community leaders, who are our servers during the event, and local businesses. So we have businesses, children, community, all coming together.
Wonderful. And the meal itself, it's sort of a simple meal dealing with soup and bread, and that's sort of to signify what folks might be dealing with it if they are struggling with hunger.
Exactly. We could make it much more elaborate, but it's intentionally simple.
Tickets for the event now. Again, we're talking they go for $15. How do folks end up picking up tickets for Empty Bowls?
They can go to our friends, our partners at the United Way. I believe they're at 1812 Hall Ave.
Okay. Yes, they're right there, sort of at the base of the interstate bridge there in Marinette.
Yeah, right between the Stevenson National Bank and the Best Western parking lot there.
Okay. So they can pick up those tickets through the United Way. And again, Empty Bowls, it is going on at the Best Western Riverfront Inn in Marinette on April 7th. The event starts there at 5 o'clock. It looks like two servings. Is it two servings, or is it you just come anytime that you want there that evening?
Anytime.
Just
come in. It's kind of like an open house environment, so you can come in when you want, you can leave when you want. There's no structured program or agenda. It's just people in the community coming together.
Wonderful. Looking forward to another year of Empty Bowls. This is going to be the 6th annual Empty Bowls fundraiser. And now this event was put together by the Leadership Academy class of 2009-2010. That's a Chamber of Commerce thing. I want to talk more about this. Of course, Marcus went through the Leadership Academy there. He'll be able to tell us a little bit about what all that entails. When we come back here on Our Town, you're listening to Hometown Radio, 103.7 FM. And 1340 WAGN. Stick around. Welcome back to Our Town. I'm Ken Connors here on Hometown Radio, 103.7 FM and 1340 WAGN. I'm joined today over the phone with Marcus Oaksum. Now, Marcus was a member of the 2009-2010 Leadership Academy. This is something put together by the Marinette-Menominee Area Chamber of Commerce, I believe, on an annual basis, if I'm not mistaken. Marcus, the Leadership Academy, can you tell us a little bit about what that was, what it all entails? I'm sure folks are kind of interested.
It's a great program. What it is, leaders from businesses across the community sign up and apply to go through the Leadership Academy. And what the Leadership Academy does is, over a period of 8 months, you spend one day a month, and you learn about different topics such as the local justice system and public safety might be 1 month, and then there will be another month on education. So we learn about the colleges and the schools. And then we learn about the city's infrastructures, and we learn, about businesses in the community. And what it does is it's really kind of neat because it brings all of these different people from all of these different businesses together as we go along and learn about the communities where we live.
Very cool. The experience, what do you think you got out of it there, and how did it help you in your life here in the community, maybe even professionally?
Well, it helps a great deal. First of all, I have great friends that I've met that we've worked together for the past 6 years that I may not have met otherwise. And I've also now I have contacts and connections in several businesses around the community as well that I may not have had otherwise. So from a community perspective, we work together and do things like empty bowls and continue to contribute to the community through volunteering. But we also grow professionally. Working in the community really gives a more direct impact, insight on the work that we do in our businesses. If we just go to work and do our job and we don't understand what's happening in the community we serve, we're missing something.
Can you tell me a little bit, like, what sort of activities, what are some of the things that you did there? I know, for example, in years past, a few times at least, I've gone and spoken with the Leadership Academy for just a short period of time, just giving them a little idea of what I do here sort of as a member of the local media and how they might be able to sort of use what I do here in terms of getting the word out for different things.
Well, sure. I'm glad you brought that up, Ken. One of the days is a media day, and so we make contacts with the newspapers and the radio stations and, these outlets for spreading information. And, well, that's where I met you, right? So it works. We also have a great relationship with the people at the Eagle Herald and Peshco Times. And so as we promote our event, we get a hold of you and we get a hold of the Eagle Herald, and you help us get our word out.
Safe to say that it's a pretty positive experience overall, taking part in the Leadership Academy?
Absolutely. There's no question. It's perhaps the single most important community activity I've done since I've been here.
And again, the class that you were part of, 2009-2010, this was the Leadership Academy that put together Empty Bowls. Can you give me a little insight? Why was it that you decided to go with Empty Bowls as a sort of your class project?
Well, every year the Leadership Academy class will do a community project. That's like the culmination of the academy. And as we were going through it, we decided we wanted something that was going to be a legacy. We didn't just want to do a broad fry or fix a trail in a park. We wanted to, which, don't get me wrong, those are great things to do too. What we wanted to do, though, was have something that would be a legacy that would go on for years and years. And we discussed, we had a list of over a dozen things, and we whittled it down to this one. And we've been very proud and diligent in our work to keep it going.
Well, I think as you should be there, too, as well. Empty Bowls now, this is going to be the 6th annual one coming up here next month, April 7th. Pretty proud of your project there?
Oh, absolutely. It's the people, it's the event, it's the community. It never ceases to amaze me how many people participate in this. So when you go to the event, you may see 150 people there enjoying the great food from our sponsors, but there are hundreds and hundreds of other community members, notably the school children, that are helping support this too.
So Empty Bowls is coming up April 7th. Again, it's going to be going on at the Best Western Riverfront Inn in Marinette. Tickets are available through the Tri-City Area United Way. Marcus Oakes, one of the people that is, I guess let's say, responsible for getting Empty Bowls off the ground and running here locally. Going to be talking a little bit more about the annual fundraiser when we come back here on Our Town. You've got it on Hometown Radio, 103.7 FM and 1340 WAGN. Stick around. And welcome back to Our Town. I'm Ken Connors, joined today by Marcus Oaksa. Marcus is a member of the 2009-2010 Leadership Academy class, the Leadership Academy put on by the Marinette-Menominee Area Chamber of Commerce. His Leadership Academy class, of course, responsible for starting Empty Bowls all those years ago. Empty Bowls, the annual fundraiser, raising funds and awareness of hunger and how it affects people locally throughout the world. It's a great event. It's entering its 6th year. Marcus, can you tell me a little bit again, in your mind, what makes Empty Bowls so pertinent? Why is it so important for people to think about hunger?
Well, the hunger is, malnutrition leads to really poor health and poor outcomes. Life is hard enough when you do have food. Now, if you subtract the food, think of how much harder it would be. So it's terribly important that we help feed the people that don't have access to the food.
Let's talk a little bit about the folks making Empty Bowls possible. I understand that you've got a few different folks, of course, the Leadership Academy class, some sponsors out there making everything happen here when it comes up on April 7th.
Yes. This year we have 4 different kinds of soup that will be served, and each one of them is being brought by one of our soup sponsors. So Perkins Restaurant will bring one, Schlegel's, Angeli's, and of course our host, the Avenue Bar and Grill. In addition to the soup sponsors, we just simply couldn't do this without the Best Western Avenue Bar and Grill helping us with the space. The United Way has been just tremendous. We transitioned away from the Chamber of Commerce as their resources were kind of pulled. We needed support, and we needed an organization, and the United Way helped us out. Thrive in Financial matches our funds that we raise up to, I believe it's $1,000 this year. And WPS has been a great sponsor, helping us print our tickets and our flyers every year.
Very nice. Not to mention the work of you and all the other people. I understand it's a committee that sort of oversees Empty Bowls year after year.
It is. Our original class members that are still working with us, some people have moved, but we still have Lori Payne, Janet Woods, Brent Narrett, Molly Kamarainen, and along with some newer committee members that we've recently added. And I feel terrible. I don't know their names right offhand, but
that's all right.
As we go along, we're constantly looking for new members for our committee and looking to keep this thing going many, many years into the future.
That's right. As you've talked about, Empty Bowls is going to be one of those sustainable sort of fundraising and awareness efforts here. So getting fresh blood in every once in a while, I suppose, is going to be very important to keep it sustained.
Well, it is. Getting new people involved, it's rewarding, and it allows other people to take a break. So yeah, it's great to have new people. If anybody's interested in learning more about it, they can contact the United Way and get in touch with the committee.
One more time here, Marcus, let's run through the event itself. Empty Bowls is going to be held at the Best Western Riverfront Inn in Marinette on April 7th, and it looks like it's going on from 5 until 7 p.m. Tickets are going to be available through the Tri-City Area United Way. What do folks need to show up over there to pick up a ticket, or just give them a call?
Well, you can call. You can stop in, and we also sell tickets at the door.
Okay. So April 7th there, that's Election Day in Marinette too, so you can always go out and vote, and then come and check out the Empty Bowls fundraiser, raising awareness, raising funds for local food pantries here, of course, and the whole event. The idea is just getting people aware of hunger, the issue that it is, not just necessarily locally, though of course it is an issue locally. We're also talking about around the world. Empty Bowls, it's its 6th year of the Empty Bowls fundraiser. Marcus, thank you for chatting with us today about this great event. Looking forward to another great year of Empty Bowls.
Well, thank you, Ken.
And you've been listening to Our Town here on Hometown Radio, 103.7 FM and 1340 WAGN. I'm Ken Connors. Be sure to tune in again next week. I'll see you then.